Mr. Boffin, for so long adept at handling and managing and sifting mounds of dust, has no such skills concerning the mounds of correspondence, proposals, and bills that now confront him. Indeed, he is nearly stifling under them one afternoon when he is mercifully interrupted.
Well, indeed. My dear, it's Mr. Rokesmith, our and the Wilfers' mutual friend. Come in, sit down, sir. I'm rather unprepared to see you, for to tell you the truth, I've not had time to turn your offer over.
But we can talk it over now, can't us?
Thank you, ma'am. I hope so.
Now then, let me see. Come, if you were to enter my employment, what would you do?
Mr. Rokesmith demonstrates first on the disorderly pile of papers.
Oh, good, very good. Now, let us hear what they're all about.
John Rokesmith explains his organizing notes.
Apple pie order. Let's try a letter next.
To whom shall it be addressed, Mr. Boffin?
Anyone? Yourself.
Rokesmith complies, writing a sample letter to hire himself.
Oh my, Naughty, that is a good one. And I'll tell you, if you don't clothe Mr. Rokesmith now at once, if you go a muddling about with things never meant for you, you'll have an apoplexy. And you'll break my heart.
Mr. Boffin embraces his spouse for these words of wisdom, and then congratulating John Rokesmith on the brilliancy of his achievements, gives him his hand in pledge of their new relations.
I rather infer from the bills I organized, Mr. Boffin, that your new establishment is to be maintained on a rather grand scale.
Oh, yes, it's to be a spanker.
How did you find it?
The fact is, my literary man, the one with the wooden leg, named to me that a certain house with which he is, as I may say, connected, had a board up. This eminently aristocratic mansion to be let or sold. Me and Mrs. Boffin went to look at it, and finding it beyond a doubt eminently aristocratic, if a trifle high and dull, which after all may be part of the same thing, we took it.
As Mr. Boffin concludes his arrangements with his new secretary, Mrs. Boffin takes the opportunity of their being so engaged to get a better observation of Mr. Rokesmith's face. It impresses her in his favor, for she nods aside to Mr. Boffin.
I likes him.
Being here, would you care at all to look round about?
Oh, I should greatly like it. I have heard so much of its story.
Come.
A gloomy house, the Bower, with sordid signs of having been through its long existence as the abode of old Mr. Harmon, in miserly holding, bare of paint, bare of experience of human life. A certain leanness falls upon houses not sufficiently imbued with life, as if they must be nourished on it. For whatever is built by man for man's occupation must, like natural creations, fulfill the intention of its existence, or soon perish. This old house had wasted more from desuetude than it would have wasted from use, 20 years to one.
John Rokesmith observes very carefully as they go through the old house.
When the boy was a timid little child, it was up and down these stairs that he mostly came and went to see his father.
With their own little...
The new secretary.
The new secretary is especially attentive as they show him the place where the two young Harmon children, the boy, now a murdered man, and his late sister, measured each other and left their marks on the wall.
With their own little hands, they wrote up their names. With only a pencil, but the names remain, and the poor dears are gone forever.
We must take care of the names, old lady. We must take care of the names. They shan't be rubbed out in our time, nor if we can help it in the time after us. Poor little children.
Oh, the poor little children.
And as he looks at these good, simple people and at the childish writing on the wall, John Rokesmith is especially quiet and thoughtful.
But after the secretary leaves, Mr. Boffin is startled to hear a sudden cry from his wife.
Naughty, naughty, come quick!
What is it, my dear? Why, you're frightened. You frightened.
The faces of the old man and the two children are about the house tonight. I felt them.
Touched them?
No, thinking to myself and sorting the things out on the chest when, all in a moment, I had the feeling that there was a face growing out of the dark.
What face?
For a moment, it was the old man's, and then it grew younger. For a moment, it was both the children's, and then it grew older.
And then it was gone?
Yes, and then it was gone. And in another moment, the air got thick with them again.
With the faces?
Yes, floating everywhere. And then I called you.
I've never known you react like this, old lady.
I've never had the feeling in the house before. I've been about it alone at all hours of the night. When death was in it, when murder was a new part of its adventures. But I never had a fright in it yet.
Oh, it won't again. You may depend upon it.
Yes, but why didn't they come before? Why did they never come before tonight?